creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearm, the hiss is different from the strings you heard before. It says something else in a lower pitch. Slowly, with your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward, like laughter, a sort of happiness. Sweat drips from your brow, soaking your chest. The tracheal system on the creature's abdomen expands in front of you to take in and expel air. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae towards you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are like small droplets of water.
Okay.
There is no change in the insect's motion while it's being aimed by the
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its
ごめんね、びっくりしたね。
head turned toward.
I got it.
Immortalized. The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much lighter than a reed. You feel a soft push could tip the creature over. A small shudder passes the creature's arm. High above you, its black pearl eyes still glisten.
ああ、ごめんね、ごめんね。
Some kind of countdown happening as it slowly processes the overwhelming brightness of the signal. The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left whisker. On contact, it is surprisingly delicate, the curly end of the whisker.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
You were right. It glistens with some kind of moisture. The creature in front of you
何かの
stays
水分
frozen.
が光っている。
It tastes like
砂糖のような味。
very faint. The anthropod towers above you, tufts of reeds, odorless, mostly comprised of wood. Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off, in a swaying, praying.
Maybe it is real. The pheromone.
本当だったね。
About now, he is ready to believe in anything. The insect's head is crowned with reed-like scales, the shape of seed heads. They rustle as the air
正
moves.
直、
The ventricles
美
at its
美人っていうか、美。
expanding like lunglets, breathing you in, your sour, greasy semiochemicals on the breeze. The insect
こんに
stops
ち
its
は。
stridulation, seeming to observe you.
ちょっ
Below
と、
its crown of reeds,
ちょっと
little
かわいい。
suddenly, there is silence. As you do, the invertebrate comes to life, its limbs moving independent of each other, as if each has a mind of its own, praying to you. The reed creature does not stop its stridulations. It towers above you, parting the reeds. Perhaps it is preparing to eat its god. No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth, along with what you were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature. The faintest smell, like you've never felt before.
Careful. It may be poisonous.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, letting out that same smell, like summer burning.
ナフシを諦めなかった。教えてくれ。そうだね。俺もだよ。どんな感じなのか。 存在している。燃えている。どこにある？私の中に炎はない。血もない。リンパ液だけ。半分だけ照らされた画像の連続だ。ある種の闇。何かに介入されている。何に？私は本当は無なのだろうか。魂を持っていないことは確かだ。持っていたとしても燃えたことは一度もない。沈黙の同情心を抱いている。大変な苦労に違いない。節足動物たちは静かに無意味な畏敬の念をお前に抱いている。お前を応援している。私たちが助け起こしてやろう。
Detective
はい。
arriving on the scene.
Not even the
鳥も知らない。睡蓮だって知ら
not
ない。
even the water lily. I think we should eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Or read. Yum yum.
お前は一体何なんだ？インスリンでイソラの固有種、ファンタズモデア目の未知種。350年間足に偽装し開けた場所に隠れてきた。自分自身を形成しクローンを作り夜になると隠れるのをやめてゴミ箱やブイで遊んでいた。
No one unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also, but I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in rebellion. No.
奇跡はお前だ。
It was you coming from the west.
西方からワーリングから来た奇跡。それはお前だったの？どういうこ
The
と？
moral of our encounter is
中間的生命体であるということだ。対してお前は極端な全てを飲み込み込む狂気の存在だ。
all engulfing madness. A volunteer that paled too.
ペイルもお前と共にやってきた。
No one remembers it
お
before.
前が来るまで誰もペイルのことを覚えていなかった。
The radially symmetrics do not. There is an almost unique.
ペイルって何なんだ？
It is a nervous shadow cast
お前が世界に
by
投げ
you
かけた神経質な影だ。
away into reality.
影は現実に侵食している。
Unnatural territory. Its advent coincides with the arrival of the human. You are violent and
暴力的で
irrepressible.
制御不能な奇跡だ。宇宙の真空空間とその中で燃える星々はお前を恐れている。
Give me enough time, you will wipe us all out and replace us with none. We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago, when organisms first started.
Instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees.
Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if you misplace us all one day, or just forget?
気をつけるようなナフシ
Or one day, one of you will close your eyes and sigh, and open them to see that. No,
ー。お前は目覚めている。私は現実だ。
real. Light is forming me.
It doesn't look like that, no. You're just staring at it. I think you should back away from the unstudied species now.
So am I. I was born to detect
クロースの
subconscious
報
rewards
酬と
and
信
send
号
your
物質を探
chemicals.
すために生まれてき
What
た。
were you born to
お前は
detect?
何を探すために生まれてきたのだ？殺人者を探すためだ。
Deteriorating fast now. He thinks I am beneficial to him.
彼の悪化を早めている。
Very slowly. And only
それは
because
彼
he
が
won't
こ
go
こを
away.
離れようとしないからだ。
It is meant to keep them from noticing me, to interfere with the pictures in their heads. But he has looked at me for too long, and I'm destroying him. Now,
まだ一つ残っている。正直、綺麗だし優しいよな。
Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you. That
こ
woman
の女のことだ。
turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. Do it for the working class. You cannot lie to me. Behind you, he smells of fires. So awfully far you were prepared to go in her presence. She was middle class. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface.
バイバイ。ありがとうね。
And just
七節は
like
言って
that,
しまった。
it's gone, skating away across the and something under it. In the
何
place
か
it
が動い
stood,
ている。
It's gone. Looks like a nest of some sort. Apparently, yes. Like a water strider.
What now?
in some kind of strange.
Our suspect is not looking.
そうだよね。あれなんだクラーシュのパスポートじゃん。
This passport, issued by the sovereign republic.
カタルチーネ・アラシエ。
Classia's hidden documents. From the empty boy. Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or...
七節が
Like a magpie? What a coincidence.
It's Clausia, with short black hair and
私
glasses.
若い。
She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith.
Catalina Alazia was supposed to be her real name. I told you she kept lying to you. She's probably lying to someone else right now, in another city.
Yes, somehow she managed to lie to us.
そう
One
だ
more
ね。
time. I don't know. But it's not
カタルチーネ・アラシエじゃないことは
Classier
確かだ。
or
クラー
Anouk
シュでも
Meyer-Smith.
アヌーク・マイ
We
ヤースイー
didn't
トで
even
もない。
scratch the surface. Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what else
そ
she'll
う
be raising in my
か。
district by now.
結果的に良かったのかな。どうなんだろうね。もうわかんないけどね。
What is it? What do you want from me?
Something is very wrong with him.
Mr. Dross?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring. Black eyes glint. A light shiver passes him.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility.
精神
The
運
good
動
news
機能
is
が停
this
止し
solves
て
our
しまった。
transportation problem. Doesn't it, Mr. Dross?
The trembling mouth appears to
う
sigh.
ーん。
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid.
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him. Perhaps you should. Nothing. Just that.
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would put it back here. This makes sense.
No
これ
reaction.
は
His breathing is slow.
Did you take this passport and other papers? He
精霊。
hears us.
No reply.
Try something else?
I lost.
これは
He turns his eyes to the reeds again.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow
こ
made
こ
its
に
way
た
over
どり着い
there.
た。
With the help of a magpie. This site is a T9, Mr. Dross.
Silence. Not you've gotten all you will out of this poor. The plastic cape flaps around his face. The blacks of his eyes are receding. The strength has all gone out of him.
Old age and shock. Yes, the arrest and the appearance of the Phasmid.
There's much more. Remember what it said when it spoke.
You should be more careful, detective. Are you sure it wasn't having an effect on you? A valid hunch. Long-term exposure to something like that could be neurodegenerative. Also,
そうだ
please be
ね。
careful when approaching unknown species in the future, detective. He did seem distressed when it finally came to arresting him. I have absolutely forgotten to take notes. I hope I remember all of this.
No one would believe you without it.
We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here. If we don't take...
本当に大丈夫かな。大丈夫キム。
Yes?
ドロ
The
スさ
old
ん
man。stared.
じゃあちょっと、早く行って帰ってこよう。本当に急がないとなんだ。どうやって。脱走の恐れがないとも言い切れないし、脱走しないとしても、ドロスさんの体調が心配だから本当に早く戻って、
Yes?
なんでもないんだ。
The dry grass crackles under your feet as you stop. The flock of quail departs. On the islet, there is almost like a silent orchestra of great importance to a silent hiss. See the faraway roar of the city. Snow falls, a low hum. The air flows out of a pillbox window. There is a flake of snow fall, a jitter, a sound impatient to happen. You hear some kind of limb fidget. No, it's just your imagination.
Yes? It is. Is that why we are stopping?
The lieutenant nods
大
inside.
丈夫、ごめんね。急ごう。
The skiff is swaying on.
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently, but for the sound of conversation on the water. 2 men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a name. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Look what the tide brought him. I want to call you a teapot, but I'm honestly kind of impressed. No, also, you look like a fucking idiot.
Whatever this is, it is completely This is the man with sunglasses from the whirling in rags. But
That's right. And you're some kind of murder machine.
ビッグマールがグラさんの人だったのか。誰？
Trent Heilerstein. I believe
レイデルスタム。は
I'm
い。
your goddamn partner, Jean-Vic Kumar. And this is your special task force. Or what's Special Consultant Trent Heilerstam, Patrol Officer.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you after...
Lieutenant Kim Kisoragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island.
the scene is making even him feel
We might need your help with something later.
as if he recalled that he's in fact a
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it.
ありが
It's
とう。
good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
Oh, really? They don't seem bothered by it? That's because you're a cop in an exoskeleton. Actually, are you? Are you still a cop? There's so much disco.
Vic, calm down. Ari, we want to help you. Trant, I believe.
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical.
No, Trant, it's too late. You're part of this shit now.
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch shit, kid. What an interesting Monica.
Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea.
死にかけるほど先を読むのをやめるんだ。そうだね。そうだよね。
No, everyone's just a brilliant master of disguises. Yeah, Major Crimes Unit under Lieutenant Dubois.
重大犯罪犯。
Ring any bells? Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Trant fucking
I'm technically just.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show. Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this.
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde and partial to sunglasses?
See? There. He's getting it. I was impersonating him. Look at me, I'm G. Bevy. It was going to be funny, but then.
本当にそうなんだよ。
It was going to be amusing.
Do. It's a major
重
crimes
大犯
unit.
罪犯
We clear the desk of
41分
cases
所
so
の事件
precinct
を片付
41
ける。
doesn't look like the worst station in town.
The 41st isn't.
God damn it, Harry. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style.
Ah.
You're detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn. Detect or die. Oh, you think it was cool you saying that? Aesthetic somehow? You were crying when we got here. Breaking things. None of us wanted to see the abyss. So we fucked off. The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
And the people on the street helped us too.
You're a legend among the drunks, Harry. A legendary.
そうだよ。テキーラサンセットだよ。
Yes, I'm Trant Heilerstein. I never said I wasn't Trant Heilerstein.
このガキは何だったんだ？
Mikael is my son. No, I was just interested in the Feld building and the Martinez beachhead. And Mikael wanted to see Martinez. What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s. Like partial.
He's here to see if you're insane. He's smart.
正気かどうか確認しに来たんだ。
The bells aren't ringing
お
because
前
you
の
have
脳が
brain
ダ
damage.
メージを受けているから
Trant,
だ。
this is where you come in. How?
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors. He talks without slurring. He can drive a boat.
逆行性健忘症だよ。
All good
エ
signs,
ピソード記
but
憶も意味記憶
Meaning,
も。
you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money. Isola.
as displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and
あ
I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry.
Interesting.
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first.
あ、経済学的に。
What do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
ね酒飲みすぎて記憶なくなっ
And I
てる
can
んすよ。
confirm that he drank a lot of alcohol prior
ありがとうね、キム。
Believe he drank.
飲んじゃった。
People do that, especially this one. What they don't do is forget their.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before.
失神したこともあるんです
Yes, a couple
よ
of。times.
もっ
After
と
some of
深
the
刻な
more
深酒をした
serious
後。
benders.
二人の酔っ払い
When
事
was
件の
after the
後
two drunks case? The other when we looked.
So you don't remember?
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten
そ
the
こに行くために
idea.
アルコール
Yes.
を使用した。
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a... Look at the ruins, the neon, listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40, hardwired to the free market. We just need it for its end.
Okay, Trump, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you.
できるのかできないのか、奴は今パーなのか。
He's not a cretin.
パーではない
And
よ。
he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
For now, I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the party? Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here. No, now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to him?
Ah.
Why is he there, Harry? Ah, so refreshing. He just admits it. Thank you for your honesty.
それに関しては
Thank you
本
for
当に
destroying
すまない
It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge. The thing that tells people you're a police officer.
別に求められたら
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic and the badge. Not today, badge. You got it all right. You're showing it to him, victorious.
And your gun?
As if having your badge and what is it with all these material objects?
He has it. And he didn't drop it. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Put that thing away before you kill someone. You were never supposed to lose
そう、
it
そ
in
れ
the
は
first
本当
place.
にそ
Not
う。いや、
lost.
もう本当にそう
It's your gun's natural state. You're drunk bum. Well, you let the suspect escape.
いや、
Gracias.
本当に、
Because you were too drunk to assess.
いや、本当にそ
Lieutenant Kitsuhagis. We know.
う。でも、
Oh well, if she was nice. I'm not even gonna
それに関しては本当にすまない。
that you're ever Claire's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's compared to the 6 people who were gunned down. The streets are literally red with blood.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired unvetted mercenaries. He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot and survived only because of his armor. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal.
面目ない
Stop being sorry for fighting.
すまね
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He thinks of apologizing, but
You've spent the week with him on this case.
The case?
On Lieutenant Yofretor Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge.
See?
1 week.
Then there's the self-flagellation issue.
謝罪しがちで、それもかなり。
Profusely, making it sound like he's guilty of at least first. It's worrying, especially considering his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a Mazovian socio-economist. He wants to
そこまで強い気持ちがあったわけではないんだけどね。選択したらそうなってったんだよ
you should
ね。
learn something. Yes, let's let the big boys
もう
talk.
全部気分に任せた方がいいよ
Still, he is also a full-blown fascist, an ultra-nationalist, woman-hater, and more than a little racist. How he reconciles these 2 points of view, and then there's the motor carriage in the
胃の
sea.
中でした。私が合流する前に何かが。
But despite all this, he is a great
素晴らしい
one
刑
of
事
the best I've seen.
気分 ハリー、人生で今一番嬉しいこと言われてな
He
い？
can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing. And he solved it. Near perfectly. In 1 week we have he apprehended a straggler who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution.
新種の生き物も発見したんです。
A new species.
A colossal
巨大な七足です。あの島にいたんですよ。足に紛れて隠れていました。
It unfolded from the reed.
He takes out the photo and shows it to the officers. You hear gasps beneath the hat.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate.
何も言わないよ。
Is that? Is this somehow connected?
Detective? The old man was not aware of the phasmid's presence, exhibiting a strange.
So it is.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary.
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drum.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
Lilianovich, a revolutionary matronym. The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms: Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich.
So it is what.
Thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of...
Of course, excuse me,
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
Jealousy? I thought this Lilianovich was an old man.
A strange psychosexual fixation, aggravated possibly by proximity to the phasmid and its chemicals. He himself gave a Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead.
It's a clean win.
Oh, it's way more than that.
できる限りのことはした。
Pull yourself together and work. In bouts. Bouts don't last.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever? It will pass. In time.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species. And so I have to.
Anything that ends the trial is okay with me.
agreed. The public relations potential of this is too.
Okay.
なんだろ
We
う。
have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into account.
Now you will finally get to. The man looks westward, impatiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Well,
自分の書に戻ってこれまで誰も目にしたことがないくらい詳細をことごとく記した完璧な報告書を作成しないとね。起きたことを全部書いておいた方が良さそうだ。それからこちらの警部と真剣な話をするよ。
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate. いや、いいんだ。Good luck with your report.
本当にありがとう。
Damn it. Yes, we're looking at a real brick here. The sooner you.
Who are you? You're a
体
gym
育
teacher.
教師だよ、ハリー。
Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher, and
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher.
クーロンで
Go
体育
home.
教師をしてたのに。
It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe?
体育教師。
Harry, it
あれ
explains
だけ
everything.
走り回れるこ
The
と。
running around, the jumping, the bicep girth. Some of your more old-school wording choices. Your posture, even.
The incredible.
信じがたいほどのスタミナを伴った活動
This guy
力。
too. God, even this javelin throwing freak here.
in your 20s or
20代
late
だっ
20s,
たから20代
you've
後
really
半
let
だった
yourself
だ
go
ろ
since then.
う。自制心を失ったんだ。クーロン、
Yes, you told Jim.
体育を教えていた。
I believe that's the term.
ハイスクールの体育教師だったんだ。
Smell of sweat and glue. Kuro, is just east of Jamrock.
High school. Harry, your goings on with Kuno, Andre, Acel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you're so groovy.
His smirk suggests barely contained love.
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She,
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can...
It's not a mystery.
こんなにボロボロにされただけだ。それから酔っ払いでもある。
really went with it too.
Dora something.
ドーラ、
Dora
インゲルンド。
Yeah.
Not Dora Dubois.
結婚すらしていな
No
かっ
one is
たのか。
married anymore. This is Revash. God, I don't know.
6年前。
6 years ago.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
本当に
Or
7年。
7.
あんまりう
You're
ま
not
くやって
doing
なかっ
too
た。
good there. It's an old man thing.
お
Two
前を
old
ズタ
years
ズタにしたん
equals
だ。
one normal year. Incredibly bangable. She was incredibly fuckable.
そ
A beautiful bourgeois woman. Wave.
Snow,
う。エルキン。
blonde with heartbreak, pain.
痛みのエル
I've
キン。
only seen a picture, but it's obvious you found a real spin.
Look, the sun is about.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river, way east. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist
そうだ
about
ね。
this shit, not a psychologist.
In other words, he's heard enough about this.
41分書ってどんなとか、血の滴る殺人書が聞き覚えがないか。俺たちは悪者なんだ。みんなに聞いても
That's
らえ
not
て。
true. Jamrock is
一つ
too
の
big
書が
for
管
one
轄するに
prison.
は広すぎま
You're
す。
just
人が足りていないだけで
And
すよ。
everyone respects the 41st.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station.
Get back to it. We left Torsen and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good. Mac the Torso Torsen and Chester McLean. They're not fit.
They are damn iconic though. Torsen and McLean.
Yeah, not like us. Too clinically depressed. God. There are 4
Sea
wings,
Wing.
Harry. A,
C.
B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock puncher.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me.
He's anything but a loser.
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, they speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April.
So he remembers that. Yes,
Shooting up churches never is.
our enemies were hiding in a church. To the best of our...
He means it. The RCM and its enemy, your clearance will not go up while you're within earshot of the...
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk
たくさんの
mill
善
with
良な人たちが
Granddad's
そこで
clowns and a
働く。
coffee corner.
一生懸命
A lot
毎
of
日な。
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershaw.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you. And
Thank you again, Lieutenant. Who is Lee?
She lives at 1113.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. New.
Fine. If we're gonna drop...
she and her husband were conducting the... They should know as soon as possible.
She is going to be... Oh, watch out, or she'll...
彼女は気を失うぞ。じゃあ、行くよ。
Good.
じゃあ。
Fuck it, let's go. Trump brought his motor carriage.
The great district hums in the
ゆっくりと舞い
slowly
落ちる
falling
雪
snow.
の中、巨大な
A
地区がざわ
chessboard
つい
of
てい
wooden
る。
houses,
木造の家が並ぶ
80,000
チェス盤
living souls,
8万の生きる
and
魂たち。
chimney stacks.
煙突の連なり、
Fire
木造の
tracks
燃えや
the
すい
fire
家屋が見渡す限りに広がっている。メインストリートから41分
Boogie
種。
Street,
白い水平線までのブディーストリートへ。
Close your eyes.
お前は目を閉じ犬の声を聞く。
Alone
一人ぼっちの
woman
女が
sits
工場の
by
窓際に座り、隕石が落ちる夢を見る。聖女ローム通りでは四角い弾丸が四角い浴室に滑り込む。オールドサウスではまぶたのない男がいないと笑う。春が来た。時間だ。
Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad
ハ
thing.
リーは俺たちの仲
Captain
間だ。乗り
Potomac
越える
Price
さ。
gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through. When he does, he'll side with the people. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minna? Of course.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
キム、ありがとう。また会おう。ありがとうな。ディスコエリジウム。おもろすぎ。どうにか事件は、ちょっとまさかの七節が全部持っていくとは思わなかったけど、これ。いやー、おもろかったなー、キム。タスク、こなしてないタスクはあるけれども、とりあえず事件はどうにか解決できたな。解決っていうか、できる限りのことをちゃんとやれたな。不甲斐ないところはいっぱいあったけど、でも本当にハリーは頑張った。キムも本当にありがとう。いやー。めちゃくちゃおもろかったな。やりたいことが 100% できるんじゃなくて、結局、スキルチェックっていうシステムがあるせいでっていうか、あるおかげで、常に緊張感があって、97% 全然怖かったもんな。いや、これ、別のアプローチとかもできるんだろうな。スキルの振り方とかからも、全然別の解決もできるんだろうし、エンディングも変わるのかな。ちょっと、2周目やりてー。いやー、でも、クラーシェは、クラーシェをあそこで逮捕してたら、でも島諦めなかったらどこかで行けたのかな。クラーシェ逮捕してたらどうなったんだろう。クラーシェの逮捕って本当に結構大きい分岐だったような気がする。クラーシェの逮捕、いやもう、本当に俺が一番怖いのはさ、あの時キムが死んでたらどうなったのかなんだよな。キム、守れてよかったな。キムを守るためのスキルセットだったじゃん。本当に、あの瞬間一番、この、捨て振りにしてよかったなって思った。てりれんてんてんてん。世界に開いた2ミリの穴、だな。今気になるのは。いやー、七節。いやー、もうめちゃくちゃおもろかったな。本当に。いろんなルートやってみて、ちょっと、 別ルートやるか。いや本当に、本当に。うわ買ってよかったー。おもろすぎたなー。人によって進め方変わりそうなのが面白いな。性格出そう。てか曲めっちゃ良かったな、全体的に。今のこれも超かっこいいけど。ディディディディディディディディディディ。Thank you, ディスコ。